going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Sal in the building, man. Let me see here. Hopefully, everything is straight. Shout out to everybody in the chat room right now. Hold on, let me get into the... I'm just going to go ahead and wing it, man. I don't even have anything prepared. We're just going to wing it. I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. Yes, indeed. Let me get everything popping and up. Yes, indeed, man. 1 second, guys. We'll get everything up and running here on my end. You can't even get the market to pull back just a little bit. I mean, the market won't even pull back just a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to people in the chat room. Shout out to all the people in the chat room right now. Stan the Man, Cool Cat, Gerardo, Ja Warrior, E-Man Gaming, George M. Yes, indeed, man. Let me just go ahead and get the show started. Let me just go ahead and get the show started. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on here. Where's my chat room at? There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Been a couple days since I've been live. We're back. Good day on the market overall. I'm in a little bit early on a stock that should be, pulling back. Hopefully tomorrow, or at least by Wednesday. If you haven't been following my Twitter, I'm in ROKU and the just absolute incredible tear that's in. But I'm in a spread, so it's really nice being in something that's going up or down and you being able to make money either way. If you've been living under a rock, then ROKU has been the trade to trade right now on ROKU with that incredible gain today. Another 28, almost actually got to a high of almost 34% today on ROKU. What's going on, David? Appreciate it, man. David from Investors Hangout in the business. In the building, investorshangout.com, the place to go for OTC stocks. Trevor Proby, you said you killed ROKU today? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a simple moving average kept you in ROKU today. I mean, you really didn't have to be a genius trading that one today. I mean, obviously, you could have been in the whole thing. And a trade like ROKU didn't require a lot of money. Right? It's not a trade that required a lot of money. But as you can see here, a simple moving average, a 10 or 20, hell, even a 30 would have kept you into the trade all day until pretty much, I would say, the later part of the day as it started to sell off here. Is it the top? I don't know. But I got some $37 puts. Some $37 puts that I'd love to see come into the money before November 24th. So let's make that happen, because a little bit today I was sweating bullets. I'm like, oh shit, what's did I buy too early or what? All right, but I'm comfortable with it. I just don't like holding trades overnight and stuff like that. I like my little 1 day in and out. I'm out of here, just because you got that penny stock mindset, Get my gains and get the hell out. But when I saw the stock not selling off as aggressively as I wanted to, then it became like, okay, shit, I might actually have to hold this a couple days. Absolutely, David. It killed the markets, man. Look at that. I mean, this has been a multiple day gainer, and we're just now seeing some weakness in it. But again, it had a lot of people in it today, a lot of day traders in it today. We'll see what happens with ROKU tomorrow. Your biggest volume day was today, but I think we'll see some weakness tomorrow morning in ROKU as that pulls back on the daily. You're seeing an incredible RSI level of 84. In fact, it's higher if you put the money flow index. Money flow index has got it, I think, at 96. I mean, insane levels here. This reminds me a lot of HMNY a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago now, where you had a lot of people buying HMNY at the very top, and they ended up getting slaughtered, just absolutely slaughtered in the subsequent days. Jeff, what's going on, man? Possible removal of canopy growth from U.S. market due to S&P conflict, pot laws, and crap. Effective before November 20th. Okay. Wow, Jeff. Yeah, that'd be devastating to shareholders in that stock. That'd be extremely dangerous to shareholders that are in that stock. So let's go back to some of these. We're on a daily chart now. Let's go ahead and pull up some tickers that ran today and figure out why and whether or not they're going to continue to run. Large caps, small caps, whatever you guys want to play. Quick conversation on the large caps. You guys all saw today what GE posted. They basically cut their dividend today early in the AM. That came out maybe, 7:30 in the morning. I mean, this is, a company that some of your parents grew up with, and now coming out and saying they're not going to be paying a dividend. That is just incredible. I mean, this is a company that you got shareholders in it for a couple generations, right? Now coming out and saying they're no longer going to be paying dividends. You got to understand that companies this old, like General Electric, you have families that literally live on those dividends because they have so many shares that they literally live on the dividends. They literally live on it because they, grandpa passed it on, and, great grandpa and all that. So that's a huge hit to companies and to the investors who've been in it for a very, very long time. All right. Yes, indeed. The spread was the same as HMNY. Leon, no more penny stock alerts for me, dude. I'm good on my own trading, so we're good. In fact, if you pull up the site, it actually doesn't. I got rid of it. Well, it's just hidden, I guess. GE may be slightly dying because of the technology. Well, they've got very valuable investment properties. All right, their books are still worth several billions. Their books are still worth several billions. But it's just not showing up in the price right now because there's a lot going on. Trevor Proby bringing up ABIL. ABIL, what do you see here, man? I'm not loving this chart on ABIL at all. I'm not in love with this chart at all, my man. I'm not sure what you're seeing here. I'm looking at it myself, and I'm not seeing the... All right, I don't like buying stocks making new lows. I saw you did make some moves today in the stock, but it looks like you left a lot of people at those higher levels. Here's ABIL. Didn't have it to sustain itself over the long haul. Left a lot of people out there today on ABIL. 845, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, it's Ken. What's up? How are you?
Ken, what's going on, man?
So funny. I belong to that Sunnyland group. I just tried the membership. And, of course, Friday evening, his feature stock of the week was ECMH. And look what it did today. Boy, he pumped it up.
ECMH. Now, so is he like a promoter? Or what? I mean, what does he do?
He just, he has his own little subscription group, and he, I don't think he's a promoter. He just, he tries teaching people how to trade penny stocks.
Yeah, one of those. Okay.
He's a young guy in his 20s, claims he became a multimillionaire at 18, and for what it's worth,
Okay, and then you're teaching people how to trade penny stocks. Now, okay, cool, man, cool. Up 81%. Nice move, though. I mean, it had a couple 100,000 shares traded into it. That kind of makes it seem like a pump. But other than that, though, I mean, look, up 81%. It's been rocking for a couple of days. You had a pullback coming into today's move, but Looks like today was the
Yeah.
biggest move out of all of them. So we'll see how this hangs up on that 81% gain today.
What's interesting is on Friday I was tweeting with him, and because I'm heavily in that ATPT, Apple Tom, Paul Tom, and he said he sold his position around 11 a.m. on Friday. Very interesting, because remember on Friday it dipped, it hit a high of 0058 Friday morning, then dipped down to 0045, and the early afternoon closed strong at 0053 on Friday. And today it continues going higher.
Yeah, this is actually maintaining its gains and maintaining at least some decent volume. Coming into the stock, even at these higher prices. So you're getting warmer. But I mean, your buying is still coming in, man. I mean, you're at above 80 on the RSI now, 86, and still hanging up there for an OTC stock. That's very, very dangerous levels.
Right.
Because at this point, you're starting to attract the foolish money on the long, and then the smart money starts hanging back. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see some of these OTCs moving again.
Yeah.
A couple others today. NAK, have you talked about that one yet?
No, we haven't. No, just got on. We haven't talked about NAK, but NAK I'm watching, and it's holding my trends very, very well. And if it decides to break below, 210, I wouldn't get sour on this at all. I mean, you still got the project situation that's developing in Alaska. The approvals haven't came down yet, but people are still hopeful. Let me know what's going on. Have you learned anything new on it?
That article from Seeking Alpha on Friday, something about the 15th, that might be partnership news for what it's worth. If you looked at the February $3 call. I bought a few calls, the February 3s today.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the volume was very impressive on these calls.
Okay, so on the option side of NAK, the people who just don't want to go out and go on a limb and buy shares, they are going on the option side because, hey, if this happens, of course, you're going to hit an incredible move higher in NAK. But, if somebody's not looking to put that much capital on the line, with the single stock RICS, they can go with options and play it on the light end and see if it happens. Great. If not, then, they only lose what they committed. Yeah,
and one more, the ONCS. This is that medical stuff. I got burned on that one today. Around 3:30 this afternoon, a filing comes out about warrants. Tremendous number of warrants have the right to be exercised. The stock was doing so well earlier today, hit a high of 295, and then within 10 minutes it crashed.
Jeez.
Those biotech stocks are so tricky. I mean, well, you can see it's had a big move. So I mean,
it's had a big move. I mean, it's had a really big move. But I mean, look at that into the close. I mean, that was really ugly. But I mean, that's to be expected of these biotechs, right? I mean, they come out, they say, the stock runs, and then they take that opportunity to, convince some shareholders who got some money to come in on the cheap end, and that's exactly what happened. And it's just so sad that they did it literally middle of the day, and and really just cut the longs, their legs right underneath them. Yeah,
it's another, it's a good lesson. I mean, these things happen with these things. You got to expect it. It goes with the territory. One more thing I want to mention about this market at such high levels. There's this free newsletter I get, The Big Picture, by Byron, whatever his name is, and he's saying, be careful now. We can easily have a 10% correction. Anything could set it off in the next few weeks. Even though, the market's still hot, but it doesn't hurt to have a little protection like you do.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's, Ken, that's something I've been expecting for weeks, but we had a market that didn't even want to respond to a possible nuclear attack from a rogue nation. And, if the market doesn't want to respond to that, I think at this point we just need either another flash crash or we just need something to happen to really kind of, get the retail to understand that, okay, this isn't a game here. You can lose money, because at this point, what's happening is you got some guys who think you just can never lose money because they're in some of these trades and they've been in them for multiple months now. And, a couple red days here and there, but weekly, if you look at some of these weekly charts, they've been killing it. So
True.
what is the fear of having one red day? I think we need
No,
to
I
be
know.
consistent.
Most people, I agree.
Yeah.
But if you do take a look at the VIX right now,
Yeah.
the low was around 9 on November 6th. It's now at 1150. So it's up 22% in the last week and a half.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Volatility is coming back, man, and it's getting there. It's going to happen. It's going to happen,
right.
Ken. And and I know a lot of people are going to be caught off guard when it does happen.
Of course.
Good times can't keep going forever. But for right now, I mean, when you have a market that today opened up with the futures in the red and literally went red to green. I mean, this is on really no catalyst. Really no catalyst. It's just guys buying the dips and not letting go. And it was actually quite striking to see.
Yeah, I mean, some of these stocks like ROKU and these Chinese little stocks, because Trump was in China last week.
Yeah.
They've been just flying crazy. Yeah. But that's it. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Ken. Thank you for the call. All right, so shout out to Ken for the call. Yeah, I mean, we need a pullback, man. We need a pullback. A good, healthy pullback would be really nice. But look, I mean, you how can you tell people to, when you see this, when you see a chart like this, you buying every dip because that's what technical analysis teaches you. It's a bull market, stock sell off. You got some cash to the side. Every pullback in hindsight has been an incredible buying opportunity. Yeah, CVO was pretty ugly, man. That we really loved CVO after hours. If you guys remember CVO from last week, $60 million grant or $60 million contract from, the federal government to do the U.S. Census, and nobody loved it. I mean, nobody wanted that thing. And we talked about, playing the pullback on CVO, and literally from the go, nobody wanted this thing. I mean, literally from the go, there was nothing. The stock opened up, and there was literally nothing. There was nothing here on CVO. Do you guys remember that CVO play we talked about last week? Wait for the pullback. There was no support on the pullback whatsoever. You had no chance. There was nobody there. You were literally on the floor by 9:48. 9:48. 18 minutes. 18 minutes into the day, everybody who was long CVO was wiped out. It was ugly. Boy, was it ugly. Yeah, that was ugly. But again, that's why you play the pullback, man. That's why you play it. And you sometimes just be a little bit patient and you'll get the answer. And that was all she wrote on CVO. All she wrote on CVO. Let me flush that one down the toilet because that was just a piece of shit. I'll flush that one down the toilet. That was a bunch of crap. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we talked about that on that show. I mean, if it caught support, throw everything at it. But there was nothing there. Nothing there at all. All right. What else did you guys play today? Nobody's putting any tickers in the chat room. What's going on, Dio Music, CLNE? Everybody's watching. Where are the tickers at? Let me see here. CLNE, Clean Energy Fuels. Don't know anything about this stock, but good to see, crude still hanging on there. So I guess the Arabs really are working together to keep this thing going here because we still have crude trading above $56 a share. If we remember starting off 2017, we could beg just to keep 40, 41, 42, now at 56 and hanging nicely above those levels, looking really good. Your stock here, CLNE, not responding to those higher crude prices. So how legitimate is this a crude or oil and gas play as it says it is? It says it's an oil and gas refining play, but I'm not seeing it responding to these higher oil and gas prices, my man. All right. EGY, mixed nut. EGY. Let's pull up your ticker, EGY. All right, up 1% today. Valco Energy, up 1% today. All right, so it looks like it's responding slowly but surely to some of these higher prices in crude. Although you'd like to get a little bit more volume here. The volume's pretty light, really light on this volume on this particular stock. Really light, not moving. JNUG down 2%. Gold getting killed because obviously equities had a great day today. All right, sometimes you'll see gold run even if we have a great day on the market, but today gold definitely pulling back here. And we've been getting faked out quite a few times, man. You know, it's because we just haven't had. We needed something. Something's got to give here. Something's got to give here. You know, if you want to see gold run higher, something's got to happen because at this point, you know, 2 days, 3 days of movement is just not holding up. What's going on, K-Mac? Not holding up. Sears, SHLD. Yeah, Sears with that sell-off. I mean, what can you say, man? It's Sears. It's retail. All right, retail's just been a disaster this year. You know, they haven't all been bad. We saw Macy's actually beat earnings. Macy's actually beat earnings a couple days ago. And obviously, you know, the Bears have returned to feast on Macy's. But, you know, Macy's actually did beat. And when we say beat, not necessarily on revenue, but on less than expected losses. Kind of a surprise there, catching a lot of analysts off guard. HMNY, is that running again? Yes, up 20%. Didn't even see HMNY today. We talked about HMNY to start off and kind of comparing it to ROKU. Obviously, though, HMNY, much more multiple day move than ROKU will be. Small cap stock. Different. Somebody tried to compare ROKU and HMNY today on Twitter. Much different, obviously catalysts, but different kinds of traders, right? I mean, this is something that you got a lot of institutional money that wouldn't touch HMNY with a 10-foot pole. But HMNY running on that acquisition on MoviePass. Got a lot of people caught off guard there as we talked about how it kind of got into those higher RSI levels where people who really don't know how to use those indicators to let them know that they're buying someone else's gains, they got caught off guard big time, eventually losing their ass over the course of 2 days, losing almost $15 a share over 2 days. Now HMNY finding an opportunity to move higher today, up 20%. I don't, on what I really don't know. On what I don't really, know. He said on news on $100 million pipe. Company limited profits, revenues have not generated. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so they put out $100 million debt issuance. All right, yeah, you're going to have to read what's going on with HMNY and why them issuing $100 million, what sounds like a bond, has their stock running up 20%. You're going to have to do your research on that one. SC Trucker, yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing a few of those, man. JCPenney. Yeah, JCPenney popped, and that was another pop after earnings, but again, that one's selling off very aggressively after that move on JCPenney. I think some of these were so beat up, there was really no more of a downward sell-off. Even with earnings reports being so bad, you still had them gap up higher as we saw Macy's move higher, even on news that wasn't necessarily impressive. All right. What's going on, Stockerfella? What's going on? Yeah. Somebody brought up BWLD takeover. BWLD. Yeah, here's the thing on is that Buffalo Wild Wings? Yeah, here's the thing on Buffalo Wild Wings, right? Incredible earnings report on Buffalo Wild Wings. Look, not the cheapest stock in the world. All right, it's $$17 stock. You actually got to the 129s after that incredible earnings report. Now, after hours, $150 a share on that takeover news. Yeah, that's perfect. That's definitely gives a perfect. In fact, let me give them the supreme victory. Yeah, definitely the supreme victory for anybody who's up in that stock right now. Credible move. Yeah, I mean, everybody's supposed to be losing their ass because of that NFL situation, and come to find out, Buffalo Wild Wings came out and said, hey, no, we're doing really well. In fact, we're having the best quarter of our existence. This move on ZX, I have no idea, Samuel Castle, what's going on ZX. Somebody else let me know what this move was about. You're going to have to let me know what this move was about. Completely missed it. Saw it making a tear. Let's go to the 2-minute chart here on ZX. And that was the move today on ZX. Very, very, very scary chart, man. Very scary looking chart. Had a lot of volume at the morning. You know, this is scary. I mean, I don't even know how you really go into a move like this and expect to be successful. So you let me know who played this and how they played it, because I want to know. I mean, even moving averages really wouldn't do you any good on a stock like this, because you get so many false signals. No news on ZX, Chinese company, George M. Just moving. All right, so it looks like some chat room guys got involved with this. Looks like some chat room guys, and obviously they front loaded real nicely too. Look at that. So it looks like it was something that was prepared. They front loaded real nicely on that. ZX up 71%. ADHD, Cobra up 3.5%. Up 3.5%. All right, companies losing cash. Biotech play. Low volume. Only 230,000 shares traded today. Don't like the chart here. Looks like you're making some new lows here. Going lower. Not sure what happened back here in middle of October, but you haven't been hanging on to those higher prices as you've been losing volume on ADHD. So it looks like that's going lower. SC Trucker said, ZX, no entry, stay away. I agree with you on that one, man. Yeah, a lot of those Chinese companies are bogus. A lot of those is Bill Betts in the chat room? I know, Bill, you like some of those Chinese plays, but a lot of these NASDAQ Chinese companies won't be in existence very much longer. They won't be in existence very much longer. Most of them are just, remember what happened to SPI? You guys remember SPI? We had a couple guys calling about SPI for a couple of days. Nobody's bringing up that one in the chat room anymore. Left a lot of people up in the dust. Reverse split. Told you guys how that brings a lot of the shorters. And as you can see here, SPI losing its ass since that reverse split. Down already 50% from that day. As you can see here, SPI losing its ass. Going to be headed below $1 tomorrow. So you're looking for an easy short. SPI should be it tomorrow. Low float, though. I mean, it's got a pretty low float now, anyway. But unless they drop some game-changing news, that should be sub 1. Probably as soon as tomorrow. Mixed Nut, you said you only invest in American? Okay. All right. Only invest in American stocks. There's nothing wrong with that. Eris Medical Holdings, up 7%. Up 7%. Ears, Ears was a former runner earlier in the summer. As you can see here, earlier in the summer, this was one of those stocks we talked about really aggressively. You can go back to our summer shows and see that. But it didn't hold those gains. And looking like you're going through that cycle again. Are you going to retest it again to those highs, that 95, 90-cent high up there? Could this be the beginning of another run? We'll see. Let's get some bullish confirmation on that tomorrow on EARS, biotech play. All right. Let's see who's in the house. 216, you're on the air. What's up?
Hi. I bought some stock in PERI, and I was wondering what you thought about it.
PERI. Now, what brought you to buy stock in this company?
What's that?
What brought you to buy some stock in this company? Like, what did you like about it? What made you want to put your money on the line?
I just heard some good news about it.
Okay. All right. Now, what's your expectation out of it? I mean, where are you looking to sell out of here?
Just whenever it goes up a decent, percent.
Okay. All right. Do you happen to know what the company does?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you're definitely buying the company at its lows. I mean, your entry isn't the greatest, but I mean, you're not buying it too high. I would definitely take some time to learn a little bit more about the company. This is probably not the stock you probably want to be in, being that it looks like it's had a really, really rough year, particularly since June. It looks like the stock has lost well over 70% of its value. So I wouldn't let this, linger too long going against you. I think if you find yourself down, 10% or more in this, I would probably let this go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man. You gotta start doing a little research on these plays. But this is not something you want to go along. You really want to stay away from buying stocks that are making new lows. You really want to stay away from buying stocks that are making new lows. Okay. If you want to buy in on a trade, on a stock, find a little bit more about what the company does, have an idea of what you want to get out of it, and find a company that's at a very strong support level or exhibiting the beginning of what could be very bullish momentum, or is been confirmed to have bullish momentum in the trade. Parker Mills saying Dracula. You're funny. Good guy, man. Appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate the call. Love beginners and the pros. Love the beginners and the pros. Penny stock pick tomorrow. ZX to sell off. ZX to sell off. And praying to God that Roku sells off. There's more money on Roku coming back down than it is on going up further from here. I think there's more potential on down than going down than going up at this point. I think if you missed the move, you've missed the move. So right now, I'm just trying to load up on these puts. SC Trucker said, teach about trend lines. Yeah, I mean, they can do that. I don't want to turn this into a teaching show. It gets a little sleepy and a little bit boring. Like to jump from ticker to ticker. But yeah, learn about trend lines and all that. I'll let the other guys do the teaching. I just want to pull up tickers. ACBFF. ACBFF. Marijuana play. Not Canopy Growth. Not Canopy Growth, but a whole different other company, Aurora Cannabis. This is an OTC stock, but it's got very, very beautiful. I've talked about this stock in the past. It's got very beautiful share structure for an OTC stock. I mean, they're not, you don't have crazy dilution, very nice float. But now you're getting into loony territory now on Aurora Cannabis, because I know they don't have the balance sheet to justify that move. I know they don't have the balance sheet to justify that move. But up now to $4.68. Be very, very careful at these levels. You're at 94 on the RSI. You're at 94 on the RSI at this point. You're just asking for it if you're looking to go in here at these levels. You're just asking for it. All right. What's going on, Kenneth Rosenberg? Yeah, the Canadian marijuana stocks are hot right now. They are hot right now, but that's still no excuse to buy too high. That's still no excuse to buy too high. Obviously, look, if you love the stock, be on the sidelines a little bit. Get yourself a discount. Get yourself a discount. Raybo, you said $12 million cash on hand? Well, that doesn't mean that I should buy it at 94 on the RSI. That doesn't mean I should go in at these levels. I don't care what the balance sheet looks like or how much. That doesn't mean that I should be holding 468, going long at these levels when I can be a little bit patient, and why not grab 450s or 440s or 430s? IGC. There's always another day to trade, man. There's always another day to trade. There's always going to be another runner. It's always going to be another 100% gain, another 50% gain. Don't chase these things, man. You'll have people getting you into situations where you end up losing your ass, and they ain't going to save you. They ain't going to save you. IGC down 6.5%. Down 6.5%. Looks like it was a nice little trend I was following up here. Let's see if you bounce off this, because we just got done speaking to SC Trucker about trend lines, and here's another beautiful one being made here. Let's see if it holds that. I'm probably a little bit off, but nice one looks like being made here. So what you like to see tomorrow is some movement going higher on IGC. Again, not the greatest volume in the world, right? Not the greatest volume in the world, but if it's a stock you like to play, that's what you're looking for it to hold tomorrow. You need a green day tomorrow in IGC, or this breaks the trend and could be going sideways then lower. Sideways then lower. CEI, is that still being pumped? I haven't seen an email for it, but I haven't been paying attention. Remember, go sign up. The guy's Penny Stock Egghead. Penny Stock Egghead was the website that was promoting CEI. I haven't paid attention to the chart. Stock is up 10% today. As you can see, there's been a lot of volume coming into the stock. Looks like it had a really bullish move here a couple of days ago. But other than that, I have not been following the stock. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Bat Scientist. What's going on, Bats? Love your 4 and 8 exponential. I love that. USEI still not doing much. Still sitting, lingering. Here at these triples. Lottery ticket. Like to see it move with the rest of the marijuana plays, but even the marijuana stocks that are running, they're all foreign. They're all Canadian. They're all Canadian. If you're in, you're in. But if you're out, be careful. We just looked at one of those stocks that has soared and not left anyone behind so far anyway. D Barber, yeah, we talked about that being trash, man. We talked about that being trashed after that pulled back to 0070. We talked about that being trash, and I flushed the toilet on that one. As a piece of shit. ENSV. In Servco up 13%. 73 cents a share. Ah, man, light volume. Come on. God damn, you guys like these No volume in this shit, man. Level 2 looks like watching paint dry. Have you watched a chart of a stock that trades 200,000 shares, man? Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. CANN. General Cannabis. Yeah, that one's fine. It looks like to be getting started here. Here's another one that looks like it's creating a trend. You can kind of make a line here too and see if it continues to hold. But another low volume stock, So you're getting in early if you are getting in. You're getting in very, very early, Woody, right? USAU gold mining, basic materials up 10%. Nice trade coming out of oversold levels there, man. Looks like we didn't bring this up, or if we did, I didn't mark it down. But beautiful doji pattern here, followed by the bullish day. Just literally swallowed up almost 2 weeks of trading sessions here in USAU. But you weren't able to hold these. But looking in hindsight now, you have some guys coming in and dip buying this. Right now, $1.40 a share. Can you hold those levels? You've got some resistance in front of you, as we just spoke about. Created at the days prior. But let's see if you can break through that wall. But the last two trading days are kind of a little scary here. Kind of a little scary because you haven't really broke out of a zone created back on the 7th. So let's see what happens on USAU tomorrow. $1.40 stock. Again, not the greatest volume in the world. But I like the fact that's low on the RSI. But again, it's kind of scary entry here. The perfect trade was way back there when you were at $1.10. Oh man, that's a beautiful confirmation after a doji like that. I mean, you get a day like this. I mean, that's just such beautiful confirmation. Beautiful, beautiful. This is how you play that. I mean, but that volume day, it looks. I'm trying to find any news. There was no news, and it was just purely the fact that it was oversold and you had that doji. It's so incredible how oversold doji candlestick can just bring in volume like that. And that stock has never seen volume like that, for some time. I mean, multiple months. You can pull up literally multiple months. You don't even have volume like that, like it did that very day. All right, TEAR. And again, you can pull up charts just like that on FinViz. By simply doing a doji candlestick search on their incredible scanner, which they offer for free on finviz.com. TEAR. Is this a NASDAQ stock? Or were they finally delisted? I know there was some talk about them getting delisted. Because I'm not even, looks like TEAR. Yep, looks like they did get delisted. Okay, yeah, they got delisted. TEAR has been delisted, now trading on the OTCQB markets. They have been delisted. 2 days of gains. Very low volume, so I don't know if they'll ever see 1 million shares traded like they did not too long ago. But TEAR now trading on the second highest tier of the OTC side, OTCQB. All right. So be careful on that one. Now OTC stock. CHK. Bad Scientist, I know you traded this last week. You did mention you got in, you got out. Now at 415, here's another stock that had been getting killed on lower crude prices, but particularly natural gas. CHK, particularly, more in the natural gas than it is an oil play. Natural gas has just been destroyed recently. I don't even want to know what the prices are right now. I know profitability is at 350. We're at 313 right now. And I think it's what's the word for it on natural gas? Is like per square something of natural gas. Do your research on that. But I know profitability for most companies is 350. 350. And right now, natural gas sitting at 313. Yes, it was. Absolutely. Yes, indeed, SC Trucker. All right. What's moving after hours? Someone said we got a lot of stocks moving after hours right now. What's moving after hours? We talked about Buffalo Wild Wings getting acquired. Big move for Buffalo Wild Wings. Investors in that stock. Big move for them. Let me see here. I saw another low float runner. Looks like, yeah, be on the lookout for Cali, man. Cali is one of these low float runners that can really do a lot of just stupid moves. It's very unusual to see what's going on in Cali. I mean, it's not the greatest float, but when I start seeing people that have always been pretty suspicious to me on stock twits and Twitter start talking about a stock, I always kind of take notice. So just be on the lookout on Cali. I'm not saying it's going to run. I'm just saying, these last couple of days have just been really suspicious on the stock. Like somebody's accumulating for what reason, I don't know. But just keep a lookout on it. AMC, the Chinese movie company now, after being bought out by some Chinese investment funds, AMC has been getting their asses handed to them. Green Day today, though, up 5.9%. Having a lot to do with the fact that this new Thor movie kicked ass this weekend. The movies haven't seen, very, very, very good numbers lately. They're saying this has been one of the weakest years for movie theaters for box office numbers right now. So that was good news to see that Thor Ragnarok, or whatever it was called, kicked ass at the movies this weekend. All right, let's see. NVX, Novavax. Got 99 people in here. Go ahead and press like on this video. Appreciate you guys going through tickers with us here in the chat room. Novavax up 8.5%. I already got a list of shorts, but I don't have a list of longs right now. We got a lot of great shorts, not too many longs right now. NVAX up 8.5%. Up 8.5%. Let me see here. No real catalyst though for that 8% move though. Not seeing a real catalyst on that one. SC Trucker, you said you saw Thor and you were not impressed on that Thor movie. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see Marvel put out some more characters, man. I mean, there's so many great characters. I feel like they're just focusing on just such a few. Icon. This is a stock we put up several times last week, but it just hasn't came through. Icon, no gain today at all on 300,000 shares traded. Really no moves there at all. BVTK, this was one of Ken's favorite. Started to sell off. We talked about this one. He used to talk about it a lot, not talking about it anymore, obviously, because of that bearish movement we're seeing in the chart. Now hitting our sell line that we created back in September and crossing below it now. Looks like BVTK could be done. Or you could get a nice bounce off this. We'll see what happens in BVTK tomorrow. It's got decent volume for the price. OTC stock. Very unique risk associated with this kind of play. We'll see what happens with that one. What's going on, Ricky Lindo? HRRN. HRRN. HE5 Resources. HE5 Resources, 52%. Up 52%. All right, who's pumping this one? Because this clearly spells pump and dump on HE5 Resources. Not much history to go on this one here, but last 3 days, I mean, you've got increasing volume in the stock. All right, looks like somebody loaded up here, buying, some of these, buying off the level 2, some dirt cheap shares off level 2, and then pumping it the very next day. They're definitely enjoying their gains right now on HE5, but that's going to be coming down very soon. Absolutely. All female society would die out in one generation. Well, here's the thing, mixed nut, if they're artificially inseminating themselves, then it won't happen, right? Because that's what a lot of people have talked about, that Wonder Woman society is basically they artificially inseminate themselves with females. That's basically what they're, if you read the comic books, that's basically how they get it popping over there. So there's no men. They just give themselves females or, women, children. Because, some people don't like the word females anymore. Or it's not the proper term. APDM. APDM. Applied DNA Sciences. Down 4.5%. Low volume. Low volume. All right. Surprisingly, you don't have too many gaps in this chart, but as you can see here from those wicks, you can see it's not very liquid. I mean, clearly, because the spreads are just ridiculous on the intraday moves here, causing those incredible shadows throughout the chart. But again, only 45,000 shares traded on APDN. SC Trucker says, gotta have sex. But here's the thing, the Wonder Woman society doesn't have sex, though. Wonder Woman society, they don't have sex. That's why they don't have any men. It's like they don't think about sex. You got to read the comic book, man. I used to be in that kind of stuff. They just, if they do have kids, it's always a woman. So yeah, a female society, all woman society, can exist. What else, you guys? Yeah, we talked about GE Cadillac Mac. GE selling off. They closed their dividend today, or ended it rather. That's the first in well over, it's at 75 years or something like that. I mean, these are companies that have paid dividends for generations. And now to come out and say they're not paying dividends. I mean, hell, even Macy's pays dividends. Macy's losing their ass, and they're paying dividends. So that's a huge, huge change for a company like General Electric that's been around most, if not all of our lives. I know in everybody's life in this chat room. Yeah, we talked about CVO. We talked about CVO, man. We talked about how there was no support there at the open. We talked about CVO, how there was no support there at the open at all. CVO, the plan was, hey, wait for the dip buy. Well, there was no dip. It was just a crash. Here was CVO. I'm going all the way back to the 9th. This is a 2-minute chart. Here's a 2-minute chart in CVO. 2, 4, 6. So 6 minutes into the day, 6 minutes into the day, you're already, there was nothing. There was nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. You had no chance. You had no chance at all. There was nothing to see there. I mean, literally, you just, it opened up, you watched it, and you just said, you know what, I can't go into that. I can't go into that. And it washed out for the rest of the day. Washed out for the rest of the day. That's why I don't buy stocks pre-market. Somebody said, oh, go in pre-market. I'm good on pre-market. That's why I go back to that episode. We talk a lot about, buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip. Well, if you got to the dip, you saw there was no support, and that was all you needed to know on CVO. And it's a piece of shit, man. What a piece of shit. Let's go back to the daily chart and show you how it looks here. And this is basically how that day looked, and it's been selling off ever since. Mixed Nut, you said you jumped in on CVO at $2 and sold at $1? Shit. Cali Rob, yeah, I saw you, Cali Rob. Yeah, you were very pessimistic on CVO, and I'm sure you saw it sell off as well. Chatterbait, all them hoes on Chatterbait. You funny, man. You talking about hoes on Chatterbait. Yeah. I found out this weekend, one of my cousins found out about chat roulette. I haven't, chat roulette was like one of those things you found out about, like, shit, back in high school. Or what? Chat roulette's been around for a while, right? I think chat roulette's been at least 10 years, right? Chat roulette. I remember chat roulette like 08, 09, 07, I think. Or am I going back too far? Chat roulette's been out for a minute, but one of my cousins found out about it. And her mom beat her ass, and it was a big thing in the family this weekend. Where I guess she found out about this site called Chat Roulette at a sleepover party, and come to find out, one of the parents caught the girls looking at some guy with his balls out, bro. This guy was just, he had his balls out. And, they were just being young girls, you know what I'm saying? And guys did it too. We did it too. But that was like that was a little funny thing that was going in the family. That was hilarious. Leon Bounce, you said I did pump CVO a little bit. Well, yeah. I mean, look, it went up huge pre-market, man, and after hours. After hours, it was up over 100% after hours. I was excited about it too. I was very excited about it too. I mean, this is a government contract. But again, go watch the video. What was the plan to do? To dip by it, right? That was the plan. And when it did start to pull back, there was no support and there was no entry. Now, if you got greedy and you were like, fuck it, I'm not going to wait, because you don't want to realize that, because you got a lot of people who come to the realization, rather, that for whatever reason, they just blank out and don't believe that they are 8 hours in the trading day. They just, for whatever reason, they not at 9:35, they're not in, they're going to lose something. Then yeah, you jumped in and lost your ass. But I'm not one of those people. I understand that the market opens at 9:30 and closes at 4. I don't really have to do shit if I don't want to. RETC, Mobile Application Software Technology. 12 Retech Corporation. I don't know anything about this, man. I don't know anything about this one. I don't know what's going on here. Get another low volume stock. And I don't know what you guys loving these low volume plays all of a sudden. Everybody's loving these. PTLF. Yeah, plenty of fishes for whores, man. Plenty of fishes for whores. But look, I've heard of some guys finding some good girls on Plenty of Fish, but for the most part, I mean, from what I've seen, the fellas who go on Plenty of Fish, they're looking really just to kind of get laid, and they just kind of run through the chicks. PTLF, yeah, very liquid as you can see here by the chart. Only 10,000 shares traded. Only 10,000 shares traded. Do I wait for the first 15 minutes to dip by? Yeah, I like to let the day figure itself out, man, because, in the morning you just don't know what other people's plans are, So I like to see where the market is trying to, or what the stock is trying to say, what the stock is trying to say, and then go from there. All right, that's what I like to look for. And then I just got my moving averages. We talked about using your moving averages, to stay in trades, and whether or not to go in or to go out, to short, to not trade at all. So I don't like going in at 9:30. Boom, 9:30, I'm in. Like, okay, no, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not with that kind of stuff, man. And most of you guys already kind of know that. It's just sometimes you get anxious. You get anxious and you start thinking like, if I miss out, I'm going to miss something. And you just really got to realize, man, the market is always going to be open, man. The broker is always going to want your money. What else traded today? We saw, I think, MU. Somebody talked about MU being played. Doji on MU. Actually, this is the hourly, right? Let's go to MU's. Yeah, I don't know anything about MU, but boy, that's kind of warming up now here on MU. All right. Matt M, you said women scare you? Parker Mills, you said you still think CVO will run, so you think it's kind of some kind of delayed reaction, huh? The VWAP, yeah, ask Bats Scientist about it. Bats, if you're still in here, man, do you still use the VWAP? Bat Scientist, if you remember, he used to call up and use the VWAP a lot. VWAP is okay, but man, look, when you pull up a stock like HMNY, when that was running, it can give you a lot of false signals. I mean, because the VWAP will say, hey, this is where the stock belongs, but that's not where the stock belongs. I mean, I'm looking, if you pull up the VWAP on a ticker like ROKU right now, that's not where the stock belongs. You got, if you go to marketbeat.com, everybody, analysts are saying, hey, it's a $26 stock, $25 stock. It doesn't belong at $42 or wherever the hell it is right now. Bats, you said you still use the VWAP. Okay. Q to Mayo, you said you got a call on MU. Got a call on MU. Okay, that's what's up. Let's take a look at it. What other tickers you guys got in here, man? EKSO. EKSO, I always call it the Mr. Roboto stock. Because, EKSO is the Mr. Roboto stock with the machine walking company. Learning how to walk with a robot on your back. EKSO, that's the ticker. Left a lot of people up there this morning. Boy, that's an ugly looking candlestick to represent today's move. But EKSO at 202, up 32% from previous Friday. Who's to say this can't go higher, right? Because we've seen a lot of stocks that say, this can't go much higher. But it's got to be one you got to watch tomorrow, just because it's got a lot of volume that it attracted today, but not the prettiest candlestick though. That's definitely not a candlestick that says that's going to be a incredible green day tomorrow. You're already pretty hot on that RSI. MACD is already really on the high on that one as well. EKSO up 32%. I would put it on the list just in case, but looking like very much like a short right now. What's going on, Michael B? WPCS. Michael B. Oh, Matt M. I didn't know you were married, bro. Your wife is the best. You love your daughter and a boy on the way. Congrats to you, Mike M. Shout out to Mike M. Got a little boy on the way. Round of applause for you, sir. WPCS up 16.5, just slightly under 16.5%. From those lows. WPCS wired telecommunication stock has been selling off for a long time. Wasn't even oversold. It just so happened the bulls were in full control today. Up 16.5%. Looks like you've got yourself now, something that could get shorted tomorrow. Now that you're up over 16%, be very careful on that. No real news to support that move too. So if you're in it, take your gains. I don't know if you can build up on that for the most part. Kids are awesome. Free labor, private army. That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, but you know what? You actually bring up a really good thing on that because, man, you start trying to talk to these women, and a lot of these women have ideas about children, and some of them don't even want to have one or two or more than that, and they don't realize that the children you have, these are the people who will grow up to take care of you when you get old. And a lot of women, and it's so sad because a lot of women, particularly of my generation, they're going to grow old and realize there's going to be nobody there to take care of them because they only had one, They only had one, maybe two, and they don't realize these kids will have their own lives, and the income necessary to take care of you as an old woman, especially if you don't have the resources, it's going to be quite expensive. It's going to be expensive, man. So you're going to end up in a nursing home somewhere in your late 70s, early 80s, getting taken care of by, Shaquisha, the high school dropout, who really could give a fuck whether or not you have 3 square meals a day, and that diaper on you, gets changed because she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be there, Let me see here. MKSI. Another low volume stock. Really expensive. Oh, wow. $104 stock. And it's pretty low volume as well. Nice movement, though. I mean, it's been moving, but on very, very low volume. That's a nice looking trend, though. SC Trucker says he's done with the baby making. We have children raising children, no direction. Yeah, man, it's a terrible thing out here. It's a terrible thing out here. Let me see here. What else? I'm trying to figure out if I don't want to miss any plays here, but looks like we've covered most of them right now. SORL was an earnings winner this summer. This was an earnings winner this summer. If you guys remember, SORL was an earnings winner this summer. Stayed up quite some levels here and then eventually pulled back. SORL now looks like earnings are supposed to be posted here soon on this one today. Looks like it could be expected to beat again. Last one didn't do so well, but SORL running into earnings there. SORL auto parts play. 1 million shares traded today. Very unusual volume for a stock that only trades about 260,000 shares. Yeah. JEJI rumored PR tomorrow. We'll see. JEJI. We'll see it. If it happens, it happens. We'll be here. KOOS. Here's the thing about costs. I'm surprised they're a publicly traded company, man, because they got the cheap, crappy-ass headphones. You know, I know they got some premium line stuff, too, but I haven't tried their premium line stuff. But Cost is one of those, you know, the little $20, $25 headphones that look like they can do shit, but they really don't have any bass. I think everybody's had one of those Cost headphones. Yeah. And look, it's expensive to have kids, man. Kids are expensive, bro. Kids are expensive. So, you know, you got a lot of these guys out here who, you know, married to two women or got 4 or 5 baby mothers. I don't know how they do it, dude. I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't know how you guys do it, man. Either, you know, you're getting that federal assistance or, you know, you're just rich. Let me see here. RDDTF. Let's take a look at RDTTF. All right. RDT, another OTC play. Another OTC play. Ticker is on the screen there. RD. Wow, this is actually in the grays. Wow, it's been a long time since I've seen a gray market stock run. RDDTF, gray market stock. Very rarely will you see a stock like this run, but it is in the gray markets there. Looks like they know. Yeah, man. Be very careful on this one because this can get halted at any time. RDDTF. Yeah, huge halt risk on this one. Be very careful. Yeah. All right. So far, man, it was a good Monday. A good Monday. You know, other than that, like I said, just looking forward to what's that ticker again? For that to pull back. Waiting for that to pull back from the 40s. I'm having a brain fart here. ROKU, excuse me. ROKU to pull back from the 40s. This is the expectation on ROKU. This is the expectation. Not looking at it to go below here, but looking for ROKU to get back into 37, 38 tomorrow. It may not happen, right? It may not happen because you had the greatest volume day today. But I'm hoping that RSI, as more importantly, that this other indicator, I know you guys, some of you use it, the money flow. Anybody here still using money flow index? Money flow index, really good indicator. I like it. I like it because it's just a hyper version of the RSI. Let me see here. And that's already at the 90s, high 90s on that. But where I'm seeing the weakness is particularly on the hourly chart. You know, that's one of my favorite charts to trade, the hourly, just because you know, it gets rid of all the noise. And if you look at the hourly chart of ROKU, you start to see the weakness starting to finally develop in the buying. Although the buying has been consistent, right? It's going up. You know, it's getting weaker. It's getting weaker. And I tried to time it. And hopefully I'm in. And I've gotten my puts at what I hope is going to be the cheapest prices out there. And now this pulls back. We'll see, though. All right. But get that November 24th put. I think you should be in the money very, very soon. You should be in the market very soon. In the money very, very soon. All right. Blows F. Few more tickers and then we'll get out of here for the night. Cannabis stock. 14%. Cannabis stock. Not bad. I mean, it's got pretty good, decent volume coming in. in the mornings here on the stock here. Nice, not bad. It's actually holding up pretty well. Holding up pretty well. WWR. Let's take a look at WWR. Uranium play. Yeah, the uranium stocks have been doing pretty good the last 2 weeks. Looks like this one's fading out though. You're losing steam here, as these indicators are telling you here. Looks like you're losing some steam here on the hourly charts. All right, losing some steam here. And what I love about these is that the hourly charts, you know, the higher time frames will show you the stuff that you don't see in the lower time frames, because you're just too focused on the next move. This is all new to me. You trade Forex, Jawan Sherman. All right, appreciate it, man. Just subscribe to the channel and, you know, stick around and learn. WWR is a new company. Westwater Resources. All right, well, call us up and tell us more about it. I mean, you guys know what my call-in line is. 305-600-2896. If you got great tickers that we're not pulling up for whatever reason, that's the call-in line. Real quick, let me look at dries, because nobody's talking about those shipping stocks anymore. You notice that? Nobody's talking about those shipping stocks that ruled last week. Here's the trend that we wanted to follow in dries. As you can see here, broke the trend on my hourly chart. So this would be a short. This would be a short right now for dries. So this would be a beautiful short opportunity for you to go in on dries right now. Position size in. And as long as it keeps going in your direction, you would add on and then hopefully get that big drop. That should be expected in a stock like this. But, you know, nice trend. It had been going on, you know, it been on a nice little tear since October. But, you know, looks like it's up now. DCIX, one of our old friends from last week. Nobody brought that up today. I noticed that. Nobody brought up DCIX. Everybody was all over it last week. DCIX looking like what I hope. Roku is going to look like tomorrow. Down 28%. 28% in DCIX in 1 day. Talk about killing those longs. Ultra kill. Yeah, that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Right? That's pretty rough. What stock to go in on? I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you. We haven't pulled up one chart today that you can say it's a definite go in, you know. Not one. But some people can say there's no stock like that. AWGI, but I didn't see one today on that one. Oh, lottery ticket stock. PURA. Pura. Not seeing anything there either. ACall. ACall 0085. Some buying activity that's pretty interesting there, but for the most part, nothing there either. Looks like you're making some new lows today, but let's see if you can get out of there, though. Well, you've been making some new lows throughout the month of October in ACall. Yeah. SQBG. SQBG, Sequential Brands Group, up 15%. All right, another stock that just got oversold, and, you know, buyers came in. So what are you saying, Bad Scientist? Possible second day tomorrow? Or do the smart dip buyers who got in here really early take their gains and run? SQBG. Looks like the selling subsided this morning, and bulls were in full control of this ticker today. CEO Karen Mary buys 62,500 shares. All right, on the open market. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what you want to see. Up 15%. That's definitely something that'll get longs interested. SQBG. Watch it tomorrow. Watch it tomorrow. Yes, that's from Unreal Tournament. That's right. Can you tell me more about options? How's it different from day and swing trading stocks? Well, it's a derivatives. When you're buying options, you're just buying derivatives. That's all you're buying. Rights to do something. That's basically all. And that's why on Roku, 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I'd be shorting this, and I would have been on the show today crying because I'm short at, $38, $39, and I'm crying because I'm getting the squeeze of my life. But now, because I play options, I put up $5,000, and now it's just now about sitting and waiting for the stock and traders to come to their senses. And the only thing that I have to risk is $5,000. And I love it. I mean, this is the new way to short for me. This is the new way to short. I love it. I can sleep at night. I don't have to worry about, some random, buyer coming in and keeping a thing around. I don't care. I mean, I have time to just wait till things calm down. Life for business, you said start selling puts. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. I'm just taking it one day at a time, man. I'm gonna get into that. But right now, all I'm doing is looking at charts that are, done too much, buying options with time, and then sitting on them and waiting for them to do what they do. And not even worrying about getting squeezed, because I don't even have to trip on that, man. How much do I make off that 5,000? It depends, man. It depends. I mean, if tomorrow, if Roku pulls back to 35, which would be really that'd just be insane. If it miraculously pulls back to 35, I could be looking at about $9,000 on that $5,000. I could be looking at about $9,000 on that $5,000. But again, I'm not expecting a move that drastic. I'm not expecting a $7 move. And more than likely, I'm probably not going to hold until 35. If it starts getting at 37, 38, you're probably going to start seeing a floor develop, and I'm going to take my gains and run. And there, I'm looking at possibly 3 or 4 on that 5. Oh, SC Trucker, yeah, I'm placing puts on anything that's overbought, oversold, dude. Anything that's overbought, that's what I'm playing. And then I'm buying calls on great companies that are oversold. Like we talked about NVIDIA right now, NVDA. NVIDIA looking like a great deal right now, especially if this bull market is going to be continuing, which, right now looking like it's not going anywhere, but I'm going to be looking for confirmation tomorrow on NVIDIA. That was a pretty strong, well, not it was a decent day for NVIDIA. In fact, could come back to 208 tomorrow. Could go even lower tomorrow on NVIDIA. It has done a lot. But when NVIDIA calms down, that's going to be a great stock to go long on. That's going to be a great stock to go long on. And again, this is a stock that, $212 a share. I can't afford to buy, 3,000 shares of a $200 stock. But I can afford to buy, $5, $6, $7, $10,000 worth of calls and control several, 100 shares of stock and enjoy, not necessarily similar gains that if I had stock, but, a good return on my investment. So I've fallen in love with options. Just because it's just so much. I mean, there's no My heart doesn't beat as hard as it used to, and I'm not sweating like I used to, checking the damn ticker all the time. Shit. What should I spend $100 on? Man, that's on you to figure that out. It's on you to figure that out. If I'm you though, and you only have $100, I'd probably go on right now, and let me see here. Either you go grab yourself some snap puts for December 15th. Some of those $11 calls for December 15th on Snap. I think those are below $1. Or I would go and grab some of those ROKU. The ROKU. Oh, actually, no, you don't. Yeah, the ROKU $34 put. That $34 put, this is $95 right now. I'd grab that for November 24th. That should come into money. You can go further out, I mean, but, you know, if you really got balls, you probably go in for November 17th. The November 17th $39 put for ROKU, if you got balls. I don't think it's going to hold the 40s all week, but that's just me. You said you don't do puts? Oh, okay. All right, well. Put $100 in dries, don't be a sucker. It's hilarious. You put $100 in dries, you'll be selling for, you know, your $33 you have left. Like so many of the guys who play dries long. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and wrap up the show. Decent day. You know, it wasn't an incredible day on the market. Wasn't an incredible day, but it was a decent day. All right. No clear winners. A lot more pumps than usual we're running today. But hopefully, you know, we start to get a clear picture of how the market is setting up for the rest of the week tomorrow. The large caps continue to go higher. And that's all you can do. Just play it for whatever it is. Appreciate it, Woody Wright. Thank you. Let me get up out of here. I know you guys got to get to work tomorrow. So let me get up out of here. Prayers out to ROKU to sell off tomorrow. I need that bag from ROKU. George M. Jay Wallace. Legendary Eights. Life for a Business. Who else is here? Shaquille Iman. Do I have any ebook links? Oh, man, there are a ton of ebooks out there, man. I've given out several links to libraries in here. Off the top of my head, though, I don't. Let me see here in my collection. I'd have to pull it up, man. I mean, I have so many links for ebooks. Email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. I can send you a nice little online library that they have a ton of books if you like. If you're really interested in reading and really going to read. Appreciate it, Bad Scientist. Mixed Nut, Michael B. Shout out to all the people who are here in the chat room. Juan Perez, you said you have a question regarding TradingView, trying to use it, but it seems like the 1 minute, 5 minute charts appear to look weird. You don't need a full, you don't need a paid subscription, Juan Perez. No, sir. Just make sure everything is lined up right. You have to sometimes right click, the screen. Make sure, you probably can't see it on there, but price scale, time scale, right click, and then time scale, price scale, and make sure everything is reset properly. So you're looking at, everything set up properly on the chart. D Barber, appreciate it, man. Michael B, thank you so much. Everybody in the chat room, Pro Woman. Yes, indeed. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat room. Tomorrow's another day. Happy trading, everyone. I'll see you guys here, same time, same place. Hopefully with some better tickers, man. I mean, I do my best, man. But, the market can only give us what it gives us. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.